Hi everyone, we have with us Amrit out here, Amrit Paul. He is a BSc Stats from Delhi University. Got admission to IIM Lucknow after scoring a 98.91 percentile in CAT. One thing about him, last year he had given CAT and he scored a negative marks in DLR, and this time he has scored a 99 plus mark percentile in DLR. That's one thing that we'll definitely ask him. But before that, congratulations, Amrit. I'm sure you're happy about it. So, what is your feeling now?
Thank you, sir. The feeling is good. It's great. It's sinking in, and the joining date is a month from now. So, talking to people, figuring out things, figuring out formalities. Yeah.
Great. Just a couple of things more about Amrit. He was also teaching with us at Patrick. He was a student earlier, and then he started teaching with us. So, Amrit, before we start with your journey with regards to preparation, how do you think the teaching experience helped you with regards to your preparation for CAT?
I think this year, apart from teaching, I really haven't prepared anything else. So, teaching has been a key factor in clearing most of my basics and some of the advanced concepts as well. Because when I taught these, so I had to solve doubts, and they used to come up with new things that I didn't know. So the learning curve was faster than if I ever have prepared by myself. So it has definitely helped me in this attempt.
Can you run us through your preparation for CAT? How did you go about preparing for CAT?
So I'll just break it down into three sections. The three sections. So for the first VARC, I just read. Like just reading helps, nothing else. So I used to read around 1 to 2 hours daily. So in the beginning, since I didn't have a habit of reading, back 3 years back, so I started with whatever I could find interesting. So I picked that up, and later on I moved towards more article based and opinion based articles from magazines or newspapers like Hindu or online international magazines also. So I think reading has been the most prominent preparation key factor in my VRC preparation. Apart from that, for VRC, I solved a couple of past years, looked at the pattern, looked at the VA part. So the VA part I prepared from past years only, nothing else apart from that. And now coming to DILR, I think the most important factor here is the strategy. So since now the time has reduced to 2 hours, so only 40 minutes. So it gives us very less time if we, commit an error during the paper. So to come back and rectify that, the time is not there. So right from the start, you have to put your head down and go bang, bang, bang. Like just focus on whatever you've thought through and just sail through it. So the strategy part I have figured out over the years. It's not like I just figured out in some 1 month or 2 months. So I stuck to that, and that has proved to be fruitful. For maths and for DLR, I would say that the solved past year papers would be more than enough. Like nothing can beat the quality of past year CAT papers. And now coming to quant, again, past years I solved, and the teaching helped me clear the basics. That's all.
Okay, let's start with a little bit of verbal. I mean, how did you start creating a reading habit for yourself?
So I picked up, so I used to read the sports part of the newspaper at the end, or I picked up some light comic books, right? Light comic novel type books like PG Woodhouse is one thing that one or two books I read. So it was a very slow process. It's not like overnight I found myself with reading daily. So whatever interest, like whatever, I was interested in, I just started with that and then took it forward to more broad-based articles.
Okay, you talked about your preparation. Now coming to the mocks, in terms of, did you write any mocks and how many mocks and how did you go about it?
This year I didn't give any mock.
Okay. So did that not writing a mock help you in terms of reducing?
Yeah, I gave 0 mocks this year. In the past years, I have given many mocks. I have given almost 10, 15 mocks also. But so I had a fair idea what mocks are about. But this year, I only went through the past years, I think. Nothing, I didn't give any mocks as such.
You didn't go up. So, did you do any serious preparation closer to the examination, or was it just teaching that helped? I mean, what is it? Did
No,
you do
I
any
didn't.
preparation?
I really didn't. Like I wasn't very. I was serious in my attempt, sincere in my attempt, I would say, but I didn't. I was like not panicking like in the previous attempt. So this is the major difference I feel like when you have other things, like I was teaching also, I was into trading also. So I had these other things going around for me. So I was not really focused on what will happen if I don't clear CAT. So this,
So you
this
feel
takes
like
the burden. This took the burden off my shoulders. So yeah,
psychology
so
played an important role, you're saying.
yeah, definitely, this has helped.
Okay, so coming to this one now, one day before the CAT, what did you do? Did you do anything special, or on the day of the CAT, did you do anything special before the exam?
Mm, I didn't study. I didn't study a day before the CAT or a week before the CAT. Also, I'll say I didn't study anything.
And
I
what?
was just going with my normal business. I was trading actually, I think. Uh, yeah.
And how did you talked about strategy for DLR that helped you? So can you
Mhm.
run through your strategy in all the three sections during the examination? So how did your examination go? That 2 hours of your preparation.
Definitely. So starting with VRC, I had developed this strategy through multiple iterations that I'll start with the para summaries first. So because directly if I used to jump in the mocks, I had seen this that if I directly jump into the RCs, my reading speed was very slow. I used to reread, waste time, read again, read again. So I used to jump into para summaries, solve a couple of them, or I guess 2, 3 para summaries used to be there. I used to solve all of them. Then I used to go back to solving RCs. Then I used to come back and solve the remaining para jumbles and fill in the blanks. So this helped me increase my speed. This was a major booster for my speed and accuracy also, because once I used to read, because para summaries are 3, 4 lines only. So once you read that, you get into that zone. So that has helped. For DILR, again, for DILR, it was basically in the first 5 minutes scanning through all the questions, not reading them completely, scanning them, and then figuring out what I can do. Like in the first go, generally what my gut told me that, okay, this could be done. Uh, so I used to select 2 sets, one or 2 sets out of that, and I used to directly jump in and try to solve them. So this year it was one was a data interpretation based set, and another one was, I believe, something sort of arrangement based set. So these 2 sets, I completely solved them correctly, and so around yeah around 29, 30 marks I scored by just solving these 2 sets. I don't even know what the remaining 4 sets were, if you were to ask me, because I haven't read them completely.
Okay.
So just sticking to those 2 sets and solving them completely, this helped. And for quants, I had the strategy of uh, this is called round strategy. Basically, if in the first round I used to solve only the easy ones, and easy ones also means the shorter ones. So I was automatically attracted towards the shorter questions. The lengthier questions I used to keep it for second round. So the shorter questions which I could attempt, I attempted. Then I came back in the second round. I attempted more questions. Then if still I felt that I had time, I could attempt. Then I went for the third round. But generally it was 2 rounds.
Okay, fine. And any tips from your side regarding students who are preparing for CAT?
Read. I think reading is the most important part, because it helps in not only VRC but DILR also, because DILR also has sets. You have to read, you have to interpret. So if your reading speed is slow, or you can't comprehend quickly while reading, so it'll take you time, multiple readings, because we don't have that much time in this 2 hours paper. So definitely reading is a major thing, which has changed things for me. Apart from that, past years for DILR, I'll say.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Amrit. Thanks for your inputs, which are there.
Thank you,
Great to
sir.
see you out here, and all the best for your future endeavor at IIM Lucknow.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.